Hey second graders, it's Miss Barnett. Today we're going to continue to learn about poetry and we're going to learn about figurative language. So last week we learned about similes and alliterations. So today we're going to learn about metaphors as well. So to review, a simile is figurative language that uses like or as to describe something. A simile is a comparison of two things using the words like or as. Last week, my class made some similes, and I want to share them with you. Azaria is as nice as a princess. It's comparing Azaria to a princess by using the word as. Princesses are really nice, so Azaria must be really nice. Isabella is as funny as a cat. Since it's comparing Isabella to a cat and using the word as, that makes it a simile. Fatima is as smart as a dog. This compares Fatima to a dog, and dogs are very smart, so Fatima must be very smart. Ilyas is strong like the Hulk. The Hulk, we know, is very, very strong, so Ilyas must be very strong. It's comparing Ilyas and the Hulk using the word like. Anas is quiet as a sloth. Anas and a sloth are what's being compared, and as is used to make it a simile. Hadia's art is colorful like a unicorn. It's comparing Hadia's art to a unicorn. Since unicorns are very colorful, Hadia's art must be very colorful too. These are some of the similes that my class made last week. And I think that they did a great job because they all are comparisons between two things and they use like or as. So, another thing that we did was I want you to see right here whether this is a simile or it's not a simile. So here we go. Tahsin is funny like a clown. Is that a simile? Well, it compares Tahsin to a clown and it uses the word like. So yes, it is a simile. All right. Yes. This one says, Yusuf likes to make jokes. It's not comparing anything. And when it says likes, it just is saying something that he likes. It's not comparing and using it to make a simile. So this would be no. Fike is quiet like a mouse. Is it comparing? Yes, it's comparing Fike to a mouse, and it's using the word like. So yes, it would be a simile. Noman is smart like a teacher. Is that comparing anything? And is it using like or as? Yes. It's comparing Noman to a teacher, and it's using the word like. Jessica is shy like a kitten. Is it comparing anything? Yes, it is. Does it use like or as? Yes, it does. It's a simile. Fatima likes art. Is it comparing anything? No, it's not. And it has the word like, but it's not comparing anything, so the answer would be no. So I hope that this helps you to understand which is a simile and which is not. Now it's our turn to look at alliterations again. An alliteration is figurative language that repeats the same beginning sound. Jump like jolly jumping beans. Alex Alligator ate apples. Carson carries car in his cart. I eat eggs, egg rolls, and Eggos. My friend fries French fries. An alliteration is when two or more words in a row or close together begin with the same sound. So, I actually have a little poem that's only on alliterations. It's called Clever Kid, and I want you to pay attention to that sound that keeps repeating. I can't catch a crocodile, I can't climb a cliff, I can't cook a cake or drive a car, but there are lots of things a clever kid like me can do. I can color in with crayons, I can catch a cat, I can come and cuddle you if you cry, because there are lots of things a clever kid like me can do. So, as I read this poem, you probably realized there are a lot of k sounds. That k, 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 k sounds back to back to back make it an alliteration. So I like this because I think that I love alliterations because I think they're really fun to say. Another word for alliteration or another phrase for alliterations are tongue twisters. And tongue twisters can be really difficult, but they're super fun. So here are some that we can practice saying at home as well. So I want you right now to try to say this at home. Repeat after me. Sally sells seashells by the seashore. Now, if you were able to do it right one time, I want you to try to say it 3 times fast. Sally sells seashells by the seashore. Sally sells seashells by the seashore. Sally sells seashells by the seashore. Can anybody do it as fast as me? Now, we're going to try to do this alliteration or tongue twister. Mama made me mash my M&Ms. Mama made me mash my M&Ms. Mama made me mash my M&Ms. See if you can do it 3 times fast. When I was growing up, my music teacher at school made us say this alliteration every time to warm up before we sang. Another one that we can do is, how much wood could a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood? How much wood could a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood? How much wood could a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood? Your turn. Now, here's another one. Peter Piper picked a pepper. Peter Piper picked a pepper. Peter Piper picked a pepper. Ooh, that was hard. I almost got tripped up on that one. Peter Piper picked a pepper. See if you could do that one. That's a really hard one. Peter Piper picked a pepper. That's a lot of P's. So these are alliterations. You can practice saying them at home. You can write your own even. So for example, if I wanted to write my own alliteration, I could say, Lindsay, that's my first name, loves lemon lollipops. And I'll even say a lot. So we have another one. So try saying this at home. Lindsay loves lemon lollipops a lot. Lindsay loves lemon lollipops a lot. Lindsay loves lemon lollipops a lot. So that's one with my name. See if you can make one with your name. Now, the next thing that we're going to be learning today is called metaphors. Metaphors are figurative language that says one thing is something else. It's a comparison like a simile, in which one thing is said to be another. So, for an example, she is a walking dictionary. Obviously, she's not a walking dictionary, but it must mean that she knows a lot of different words. So, when we are saying a comparison, but we're not using like or as, we're just saying something is something else, that's a metaphor. So, here, my class last week helped to identify some similes and metaphors. So, this says, Noman is a math teacher. That is a metaphor, because we're comparing Noman to a math teacher, but we're not using like or as, making it a metaphor. Noman is like a math teacher. That's a simile because it's still comparing Noman to a math teacher, but it's not using, but it has like. It's using like or as. Now, one of the tricks that my class came up with last week was that there's an L in simile. So that can help you to remember that like or as is what makes a simile, and metaphors don't have an L in it. So that's kind of the trick. Okay, the next one says, Matthew has a heart of gold. This is a metaphor because it has Matthew and it's comparing his heart, saying it's gold. Obviously, his heart is really not gold, but because it's saying that it is something it's not, that makes it a metaphor. It's not using like or as. Matthew's heart is as good as gold. That is a simile. It's comparing Matthew's heart to good as gold, to gold. So, and it uses as to do it, making it a simile. Yusuf is a clown. That is a metaphor because we're saying Yusuf is a clown and we're not using like or as. Yusuf is funny like a clown. Now remember, it has that L in simile, reminding us that we should look for a like or an as. So Yusuf is funny like a clown. It has like, it's comparing Yusuf to a clown, that makes it a simile. So I hope that this helped you to understand similes and metaphors a little bit better. We'll keep going over these things this week, more poems and more figurative language. Thanks for checking it out, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.